What is up? I don't expect the algorithm to push this out very far. I'm totally expecting just like the viewers that really watch this channel to care about this video. So, and you're the ones that I want to talk to the most. I'm not here to waste anybody's time at all. I do have some notes, and I just want to walk through just sort of a life update, kind of channel update, you know, sort of that kind of thing, and just kind of give you sort of the past and the present and kind of the future of sort of what's going on. This is kind of going to be all over the place. I don't mean to go all over the place at all, but I just don't know really what to talk about first. Actually, there is one thing I do want to talk about first. Let's talk about sponsors real quick. So we can't operate this channel unless we have sponsors on the channel. AdSense, if you don't know, is what YouTube pays out to monetize channels like mine. And it's just, I don't have enough AdSense to support both myself, you know, like my family, and an employee, Emmett, and some other people that we also work with as well to kind of help out from time to time. And so we have to have sponsors for the channel. And the biggest sponsor by far is onX Backcountry. And right now they have their app for 70% off. So if there's ever a time that you've wanted to help this channel, like at all, be of any support whatsoever, please pick up the app from onX. It's like $9, I think, for the year. So you can't beat that. It's the best navigation app out there. So, and their elite membership, I think, is also 70% off, but that will give you access to private and public lands. And they've also now got stuff for like climbing and mountain biking and just all kinds of other crazy stuff. So they're always expanding. And you purchasing that app also helps us, even though it's $9, you know, they sponsor us on a monthly basis. So just, they'll see that you bought it and it came from me, and it's a win for everybody. So it keeps things going. Okay. Couple things. So this past year, so much has happened in my life. I mean, from a little over a year, stuff you guys already know. You know, I got messed up in the Grand Canyon, had to get rescued. That threw me off last year. And it kind of put me back home with family, where I was able to be with family. I didn't have to travel as much. And that was always, that was really nice, because I got to sort of be like, oh, I don't really want to be traveling as much anymore. I like being with my family. I enjoy being with my family. My kids are getting older. Caden is 17. Haley is 15. Carter is 12. So, yeah, mind-boggling. And I want to be around for their like events and their sporting events and just things and just life in general. I don't want to be traveling a ton. And so, on top of that, in my Grand Canyon situation, it's been really difficult to review gear. Also, other things that you don't even know about, we haven't even talked about on this channel at all. I got kind of a major eye surgery, and we pre-filmed like 7 or 8 videos in order to like, so I could be on camera, and because I was recovering, and nobody even noticed. So that's a good thing. But the recovery took a lot longer than that. It's actually still recovering now. I got the surgery on February 12th. And if you're wondering what it is, I got my eye bags removed. So I'm sure Emmett's going to throw up a before and after picture, but they've just been bothering me for years and years. People are always commenting how tired I looked. And yeah, so would I recommend it? I mean, if they're bothering you, yes, just know that recovery is, you know, it varies. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't exactly fun either. Let's see. The other thing is that I'm going to put my windows up here because I can see people staring at me. The other thing is that if you follow me on Instagram, you know that my dad had cancer, and we found out, I want to say in October of last year, and it was colon cancer. And about a month ago, I put a post on Instagram of me and my dad, and that was the first really public, you know, letting everybody know that he had cancer. And then he passed away on May 10th. And my dad was older. He was 85, but that did not make it any easier at all. You think you're ready for something and you're not. hug everybody you love. And he's with Jesus. I know that. He had a relationship with Jesus. And so the past, 7-8 months have been really tough. Spending time with my dad at the hospital a ton. Being with him to help cater to every need possible. Dying of cancer is a horrible thing. I don't wish it on anybody. And he needed 24/7 care. So I tried not to travel. I did travel a very little bit, but it wasn't a ton. And so it's been a very difficult situation for me and my family because of that. And it's also sort of this compounding, I haven't traveled, which makes reviewing gear extremely difficult. And then if you also noticed in that Instagram post, my dad was in love with the Veer watch company. That's why I'm wearing this hat. And there were just a watch company that reached out to me kind of out of the blue and sent me some watches. And I knew my dad would love one of them. And so I gave it to him, and he did. He loved it so much that he just like obsessed about it, and he loved everything about him. And so that now this company, you may have never heard of them. They are now a part of my family, a part of me, because it was something that my dad loved so much. So go check them out. Just a plug for them. I think they're fantastic watches. I'm actually wearing my Apple Watch today, but that's a whole other story. Trying to get back in shape. So I hope you guys will understand that reviewing gear has been really difficult. So a lot of people have asked me why I haven't put out another gear awards video. Well, it's because it's going to be the same gear for the most part, because reviewing gear, I would have had to like basically tell you stuff that I didn't really hardly know about the gear, because I would have had a very little chance to actually use it on a decent basis to test things out. So because of that, because of all that, we started to do these podcast videos, and we tested them way back in the day, sort of around the time I came out of the Grand Canyon, with some ones with Eric Hansen, and we did some SOS ones with the Garmin InReach with Chris Hazard, and those did really well. And so I enjoyed those podcasts so much, and I thought, why not just see if there's a little bit of a pivot that can sort of happen here. And so we tried to do a little bit of a pivot. We started talking about just different topics. And one of the topics that I wanted to really talk about was people surviving crazy experiences out in the middle of the wild, out in the middle of nowhere. And I wanted people to not die in these podcasts. Like, I don't like watching or seeing stories where people are dead at the end. I wanted like positive survival stories. And so we've been putting those out. I did one with Jeremy Evans. I did one with Bob Lagasa. We did one with Minko Nikolov. We've got one coming out with a girl named Courtney Henderson. We've got another one coming out with the Kleins, who survived the same situation that I did in the Grand Canyon. Anyway, I tell you that because we were just trying to test out what you thought would be cool for the channel as well, because we hadn't been reviewing gear. So I think it's sort of bringing in a different audience. I think some of you guys probably love it. I don't think anybody hated it, but it's just been an interesting situation. The other thing is that I worked really hard on a backpacking course. So if you don't know this, we released it just a couple weeks ago. And I spent 3 years on this because I know that YouTube is this rabbit hole of information, and you maybe like to learn by watching someone over and over like me who can teach you how to do backpacking and get out safely and confidently. But then there's, times where you're just like, just give me the info. And that's why we created the course. And so I hope you'll go check it out. We spent a ton of time on it. I'll put a link in the description below for that as well. And I think it's phenomenal. We worked our butts off on it to make it as simple and easy as possible. And yeah, 18 videos. I wrote a 58-page workbook on top of it. And then as far as like reviewing gear goes, sort of currently and for the future, I'm definitely going to still review gear for now. We're working to get back out on trail. We're planning trips. We've got several dates set up, but the actual trip is sort of to be determined because we're just trying to figure out just a lot of details that planning trips and schedules, it takes a lot. And so we will be definitely reviewing gear. Will we still do podcasts? Yeah, absolutely. I've really enjoyed doing the video podcast thing. I think they've been a lot of fun and I want to keep doing them. And just let me know in the comments below if you are okay with that. I think there's an audience, like I said, that is, and maybe there isn't an audience that likes it. Maybe there's a second audience that's just like, yeah, forget it, please stop doing it. But I think the people that want to watch the podcast maybe not want to watch the gear videos. And starting a second channel is not easy. Trust me, I actually have a second channel out there if you didn't know this. It's a Spanish channel. It's Dan Becker en Español. And so it's this whole channel, but in Spanish. And it's been a not easy process to start. So if you're starting a YouTube channel, this is the second time I've done it. I know what you're going through. It's not easy. And that channel is actually, I don't speak Spanish, so we actually use AI to dub the video.
Uno de los errores más grandes que veo en los nuevos senderistas, campistas, lo que sea.
So it's my voice, but AI is speaking Spanish. So we've done our very best to try to get the most common translation possible for the biggest amount of people out there. And so far, I think it's pretty positive. We've had an overwhelmingly positive result. Just people telling me that it sounds good. So anyway, go check it out. Subscribe to it. That'd be super cool. And then we also want to do videos like we did where I told everybody where I was camping and told the internet my private camping location. And we met a young guy named Owen and we did a couple videos with him. And those were probably the most fun videos I've ever made. They were just a blast, and I would love to do those kind of videos too. So this channel is, if you guys know, it's like kind of all over the place. You click on a video, I'm talking about a tent. You click on another video, it's a video podcast about a guy's face that got ripped off by a bear or got struck by lightning or something. You click on another video and I'm surprising, you know, subscribers in the middle of nowhere. So it's kind of all over the place. I love you guys. I just want to update you kind of how this channel has sort of been over the past year, why we're not reviewing gear as much, and just sort of how I see things going forward from here. All positive stuff. Oh, by the way, for those of you that said you were praying for me and my family because my dad passed, thank you so much for that. That means so much. That means the world to me. Yeah, so I'm already 14 minutes in, 15 almost. So thanks you guys. Appreciate you. Love you. And yeah, we're going to keep plugging along. We got some ton of videos coming out here very soon. We've got, I think, like 4 or 5 in the can, just like ready to be edited and uploaded. So a lot of cool things happening. So we love you, and we'll see you on the next one. YouTube is a rabbit hole of information. So in order to solve that problem, I wrote a backpacking course where I took my 10 years of backpacking experience and the 400 YouTube videos that I filmed and condensed it down into just 18 videos and a few lessons for you to learn. All you have to do is go to my brand new website, danbeckeroutdoors.com, and look for the course.